Welcome back to Nerd Crave and to finally another pickups video. I haven't done a pickups video in a long time, like a year. Why? Because I haven't really been picking, well, I shouldn't say that. I have been picking up games actually for a while now. It's kind of a secret because I made a whole bunch of videos last year about how I was selling my whole video game collection and going all digital and everything. Well, that didn't really work out as planned, unfortunately. As you're gonna see here today, I got the bug again. Did I regret selling everything? No, not really. Anything that is lost can be got again, and often for great deals. I started this because I wanted to play some PS3 games, and PS3 games are not really easy to emulate on a computer or other consoles. So I bought a PS3 from a friend of mine, a PS3 Slim 320 gigabyte model for $50 from a friend of mine, and bought a couple games and a couple more and a couple more. Then I realized that PS3 was in an absolute sweet spot. I'm not going to talk about PS3 much here today because I'm going to actually make a full video just on my PS3 collection here coming up real soon on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But I've purchased since September when I got the PS3, which is about 6-7 months, I have purchased 100 PS3 games. So I'm going to make a standalone video about that. Today I've got some other pickups here from the PS2 and the Nintendo Switch and even a Wii U game, because yes, I picked up a Wii U again as well. And the Wii U I picked up, a friend of mine helped me to mod and load a bunch of ROMs on because the Wii U and the 3DS, the eShops, both closed on those. Do I still want to collect physical games? Yeah, absolutely. I picked up Zelda Wind Waker HD. I do intend to have the physical versions of the games. It's just kind of fun to hack these systems and see what is possible. This is currently my one Wii U game, but I will be buying more as I come across deals. Fantastic games, Zelda Wind Waker. You know, there's a lot of talk about the Zelda franchise in the news right now with Tears of the Kingdom coming up, and I will be doing another pickups video in a couple of weeks here because I'm picking up the Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch OLED. I'm picking up the special edition of Tears of the Kingdom. I'm picking up the Amiibo probably, and I have the Pro Controller pre-ordered, so I will be showing you all of that stuff when I get it. I did a trade with a buddy actually here just yesterday. I picked up a copy of Fatal Frame, the first Fatal Frame game on the PS2, and I'm not really a horror video game collector. Don't really have anything against it, but it's just not my favorite genre. So I knew somebody who had actually purchased some games from me before, during the time when I was selling, and did a trade with him and actually got some of my original games back. So I was able to pick up in trade for that Fatal Frame game. I was able to pick up Odin Sphere. Fantastic game. Absolutely love this game. And the reason why I'm doing PS2 right now is because I've got my PS2 hooked up to my CRT TV over here. And it's a wonderful experience playing these games exactly the way they were intended in 4x3, you know, on a tube TV. It's fantastic. So I picked up Odin Sphere and I picked up Dragon Quest VIII. And this is the version that also has the demo disc for Final Fantasy XII as well on it. Really love both of these games. I played a little bit of this last night, had an absolute blast. It's such a charming game. Dragon Quest is kind of a near and dear franchise to my heart. Absolutely love it. Another game that I picked up, and this is something that has been on my bucket list for years. I wanted to get it on the GameCube way back in the day. That never happened. I eventually purchased this game on Steam, and it was a broken, buggy mess. I got my friend Eric to help me fix it, and we barely sort of got it running and running fine, but that is Beyond Good and Evil. Fantastic game by all accounts. I have yet to play anything more than the first hour of this game on Steam, but I'm really looking forward to playing this game as it was intended on my tube TV, because this is, I know this is a fantastic game just from all your comments out there talking about this game over the years. And then another couple games that I have been picking up, and again, the PS2 is in a great place too, where a lot of the run-of-the-mill, mid-level games on the system are still really, really cheap. Not the junk games, not the super rare stuff like your Rule of Roses, but something like, for example, Okami. Okami is a fantastic, stylish, Zelda-type game. Really fun, really beautiful game. And Sly Cooper, the first Sly Cooper game. Stealth platformer, a lot of fun. Of course, I'm still looking for the Sly Cooper collection for the PS3 that has 3 games on it or whatever, and they're upscaled to, a higher resolution. But you can't go wrong with pickups like these. And these, I'm finding games like this for $5 all over the place. Here's a game that I did not pay $5 for. I had to pay a little bit more because it is actually a valuable game. And surprisingly, this is one of the licensed movie titles that is actually a fantastic game. The Thing. Absolutely a wonderful game. I can't wait to dive into this further. I played quite a bit of this back in the day and never beat it because it is a little bit difficult, but I am going to go back to this very shortly and really enjoy the heck out of this. And then the last game that I actually have been playing pretty much every night now is Star Ocean Till the End of Time. And if you have never played a Star Ocean game, this is like ripped right from the pages of Star Trek, my friends. This is like they have warp drives, they have transporters, they have replicators, they have like a prime directive. They go to different cultures and things like that, and they're not allowed to interfere with different cultures and stuff. This is ripped right from the. This is the Star Trek game that we never got, that we always should have deserved. But yeah, Star Ocean, fantastic series, and this is when it was still pretty good. The more modern Star Ocean games kind of fell off a cliff. They're not as good as they used to be. But that's it for my PS2 games. I'm going to move into the Switch now. A few things that I picked up that I'm pretty excited about. Now, for a while there, I was considering going all digital on the Switch. So when I sold a lot of my Switch games, I went and purchased some of them digitally, like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey and Mario 3D World, and I purchased a bunch of those digitally. But recently, I've been picking up deals again. I found a deal for $25 recently here. Just give me a second to dig it out here. Splatoon 2 with the Splatagy Guide. Splatoon 2, I never really got into the Splatoon series on the Wii U or Splatoon 2 on the Switch, and I'd always been curious about it, but not curious enough to pay full price. Your $60 gamer in Canada, it's like $90 with tax, right? So I never got around to checking out Splatoon. I bought this for $25 from a guy around the corner on Facebook Marketplace, and I was able to put this in, try it out, and guess what? I'm hooked. I love this game. There are still people playing this game. It's a little slower now to fill up a lobby. It might take a couple minutes to fill up a lobby and get a game going because everybody's moved on to Splatoon 3 at this point. But once I get my bigger Switch here next week, I think I'm going to pick up Splatoon 3 pretty soon and join the community because Splatoon is actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. And the online works, which most Nintendo Online games don't work very well, but the online for Splatoon works even on my bad Wi-Fi. So anyway, another game that I'm really excited for, and I went on a road trip just last week to a city called Guelph that's about 2.5 hours away from me, and they have this video game store there called Microplay. And every time I've been to that store, and I go a couple times a year, every time I go to that store, there is a gem. There is something there that catches my eye that I absolutely have to have. And this time it was River City Girls 1 and 2. Now this is a Japanese import. I don't believe this is available. I know the first River City Girls got a limited run games release, and it's really expensive now. I was not able to pick that up. So I have River City Girls 1 and 2 in my digital wish list on the Steam, and they rarely go on sale. I mean, $30 for River City Girls 1, $30 to $40 for River City Girls 2. So I was looking at $70, $80 to get the two games. I picked this up for $59 physical copy, and of course it has English language and everything like that on it. River City Girls, if you've never played them, is a beat-em-up series similar to your Streets of Rage or your Shredder's Revenge, the Ninja Turtles, like that kind of thing, where you have multiple characters and you go through levels doing, beating, punching, and kicking and that sort of thing. It's a classic gameplay style, great art style, great music, really fun and quirky story. Characters are great. I love these games. I'm super happy to add this to my physical collection, which is now growing again. Another game I picked up, which I admittedly don't know much about other than I watched a little YouTube video as I was standing in GameStop, but this was less than $20, and this is the physical of Moonlighter. Now, from what I saw from the YouTube video, the combat looks like something that I would like. It seems to have kind of a gathering mechanic and that sort of thing, some crafting involved and some, combat, like a hack and slash sort of thing. I don't know if it's roguelike exactly. I don't know much about this game, guys, so let me know down in those comments if you think I would like Moonlighter, but I do intend to give this a try at some point. But there's a bunch of other games that are in my queue right now, such as one that I just bought today, actually. It was just released today, and that is Trinity Trigger. And I picked up the Trinity Trigger day one release. This is a full-price game when you buy it this way, but I think digitally it is about a $40 game or something like that. This comes with a whole bunch of bonus stuff. So, of course, you get the game, beautiful game. The game actually has a manual inside, which you rarely see, but there is a mini manual inside. And then it comes with a beautiful 2-disc, like 60 tracks on here, CD soundtrack, 2 discs, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful artwork on these, kind of a like a watercolor sort of an aesthetic. Beautiful, beautiful. That also comes with an art book. I'll flip through the art book here for you a little bit so you can see, some of the beautiful art in here, some of the different characters and stuff like that. I absolutely love the aesthetic in this game. I started playing this today. It did just come out today. And there was a little bit of discussion online when reviews came yesterday. Reviews started popping up for it. There was some discussion online that maybe this game was going to be a bit of a disappointment because it had some quality of life issues and things like that. And I'm not denying, because I'm not far enough into the game to really comment on that, like some of the reviewers are that finished the game or at least got deeper into the game than I have. And apparently there are some bugs and some quality of life issues later on in the game. But I gotta tell you, for the hour to hour and a half that I played it today so far, I absolutely loved what I saw. The art style is fantastic. The combat is fun. It's, partially voice acted, and the voice acting is great. It's really well optimized for handheld, which is not something that you see from third-party developers very often. But I am today playing this on a Switch Lite, and the text is big enough to see. The mini-maps and things like that are big enough to see, your HUD elements and things like that, which is rare. I mean, most Nintendo first-party games work great on a Switch Lite, but a lot of third-party games do not. They're just not meant to be played on a 5-inch screen. So another game moving on here that I did pick up that I'm not so happy with, and that is Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Now, I haven't beat this game or anything. I don't think I ever will, because I'm kind of disappointed with this. When, all the hype was surrounding the Mario movie coming out a couple months ago, I was really jonesing to play a 2D Mario again. Just something on a modern console. Just a 2D Mario on a modern console. And that's what this is. And that's all this is. It just seems kind of soulless. Like, the level design's fine. The music is nice. Everything works the way a Mario game would work. It's just another one of those new Super Mario Brothers games that started back on the DS and with Mario Wii, which was fantastic. But this one just kind of fell flat for me. I got a couple worlds in, and I just kind of... it just feels so samey. Like, I just feel like I've played this game 100 times and I've never played it once. So, I don't know. Probably wouldn't recommend this game at full price, because I did pay like $91 for this game and I kind of regret it. something I do not regret, and that is Atelier Sophie 2. This is probably my favorite game in the Atelier series. There are tons of Atelier games. The most popular ones recently are the Ryza series. Ryza 1, 2, and 3 are very well thought of. The Atelier games are JRPGs with mostly turn-based combat. Every game has a little bit different combat gimmick involved in it, but the combat is always very fun. But the main thing about this is alchemy, which really just means crafting. You're out there gathering resources and blending things together to make buffs and better weapons and potions and things like that to level, bring your character up in battle and that sort of thing. Fantastic, cozy games. I won't say they're easy, but they're not difficult either. Absolutely love Sophie 2. I think it's my favorite story-wise of all the games that I've played. And another game that I absolutely love from recently, and that is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. This game is fantastic. If you know me, you know that I love 2.5D and 2D platformers. Some of the platformers like Kirby Planet Robobot on the 3DS are some of my favorite games of all time. I love games like this, and Kirby is just one of my favorite characters in platformers because of his ability to copy whatever is in front of him. There's so much potential in the gameplay to keep things fresh. Like in a Mario game, you pretty much just jump on stuff. Maybe you get a fireball or an ice ball or something, but that's about it. Kirby can do anything. He can fly, he can shoot things, he can shoot flames out of his mouth, he can throw things, boomerangs, and he can have a sword or a helicopter, he can get in a robot. There's so many things. Kirby's just one of my favorite things ever. Highly recommend this, no matter what the price is. This is a fantastic game, and I haven't beaten it yet, but I'm pretty deep into this game, and I definitely will be beating this sometime soon. I usually play a level or two every night while I'm watching TV, so I'll get through it pretty soon. Another platformer, 3D platformer, that has completely flown under the radar, and that is SpongeBob SquarePants and the Cosmic Shake. This game is really, really good, folks. Like, better than it has any right to be. There's been some good SpongeBob games in the past, but this one is a brand new story, brand new graphics and everything, totally new everything. I love it. It's wonderful. I have a soft spot for this kind of thing. Like, 2D and 3D platformers are some of my favorite games. SpongeBob I have a weakness for. God knows why, I don't know, but this game makes me smile, and I think it'll make you smile too. I need a breath. Whew. Alright, next game we got here that I picked up recently, and this was kind of touch and go for a while as to whether this was going to be a hard game to get or not, and that is Metroid Prime Remastered. Fantastic game. This might be the best looking game on the Switch, at least that I have ever seen. Fantastic. Blows my mind the great job that they did with this game. I haven't beat it yet. I've got so many games in the queue, but I've played several hours of this, and I do intend to keep going. But it's pretty easy to get lost in this game, unfortunately. They didn't really fix that when they remastered the game, and I guess why would they? They're trying to stay faithful to the original, but it's been 20 years since I played this game, and I'm getting lost a lot and having to redo sections and stuff. There are areas in the game where there's timers and stuff, and you have to get out of areas in a certain amount of time, and so it's taken me a while to get through this, but I absolutely love the time that I've spent with it so far. If you can find this is the best $40 you'll ever spend. A little game that's kind of slipped under people's radar too. It's been around for a couple of years, and I picked this up for $15, and that is Chris Tales. I don't know much about this game other than I absolutely love the art style and the fact that it is a RPG with time travel mechanics, which definitely interests me. And then another game here which I have owned before, sold, and bought back again, and that is Trials of Mana. I absolutely love. This is my favorite style of game. When you've got that quasi-isometric sort of top-down perspective, you've got kind of hack-and-slash combat with maybe a couple different weapons and attacks that you can switch through, similar to Diablo. absolutely love that style of combat and that style of game. The mana games are fantastic, great story, colorful, vibrant. This is one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. And if you can find this for cheap, you can usually find it out there for $25, $20. Pick it up if you can, because this is a fantastic game. And along with our theme of stuff that goes under the radar, one of my favorite developers of all time is Level 5. And you'll know that if you've been around here for a while. Level 5 has done stuff, excuse me, like the Professor Layton series, like Ni no Kuni, for example, that's them, Fantasy Life, Rogue Galaxy, so many, the Yokai Watch series. They're fantastic developers. Well, they made this little game, Snack World, the dungeon crawl, and nobody's talking about this game. It's a couple years old at this point, and it just completely flew under the radar. Nobody's talking about how great this game is, actually. It's got some fantastic combat, really great humor. It's just cheeky and fun and colorful and fast-paced. I absolutely love this game, and you could just play this game for hundreds of hours. I swear to God, there's so much content in this game. So getting towards the end of the list here, just one game left, and again, I used to own this game, I sold it, and I bought it back because it's one of the best games on the Nintendo Switch, hands down, and that is Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age. Now, I've beaten about half of this game so far. When I sold the the physical copy, I was going to buy a digital, which I never got around to, so I just bought another physical because, I'm crazy like that. So I'm just going to pick up where I left off, if I can remember where I left off exactly. Hopefully I don't have to start the game all over again. Because I am 30 or 40 hours into the game at this point, and so hopefully I'll be able to pick up where I left off. Let me know in the comments, when's the last time you got halfway through a game and, took a break and couldn't remember what you were doing. Does that ever happen to you? Let me know down in the comments. So anyways, guys, that is my recent pickups for the first couple months of 2023. What do you think of these pickups? Are any of these games among your favorites? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay classy.